I've been working in the kitchen today installing some LED accent lighting around our island, courtesy of the TheLEDStore. To do this, I've used two of their LED strip light kits comprising LED strip tape, aluminium profile and diffuser, power supply, LED driver and this remote dimmer switch. Hi, I'm Chris and welcome to the Handyman at Home channel. Before we get started, just a quick word to say that this is a collaboration video together with the TheLEDStore, who have kindly provided the kit free of charge for me to install. However, all comments, opinions and thoughts are mine alone. And with that said, let's get stuck in. Right, so I'm going to fit the first length of the extrusion under here like so. First thing we need to do is put an end cap in. Now there are two types, one with a solid end and one with a hole in to feed the cable through. So this end needs to be a solid and it goes in like so. What I'm going to use is some 3M VHB tape. Could always apply a little bit of silicone here, or maybe even before you put it on, just to give it a little bit more adhesion if you're worried about it, but I think that's fine. Right, I'm going to drill a small pilot hole just to check I'm in the right position. This is to feed the cable from the end of the LED strip back into the back of where the beer fridge goes. Perfect. Okay, so the next section will need to be cut to length. So I'm just going to butt it up against the one I've already fitted. So about there. Now you can cut this extrusion with a chop saw, a grinder, but seeing as I've only got a couple of lengths to do, I'm just going to use a mini hacksaw. Just give it a little bit of a clean up. Doesn't really need it, but I've already fitted the end cap, you can see, with the hole in to feed the wires through. In position. Press up. Now the LED strip can only be cut at 10cm intervals, very clearly marked. No going back. It's just got a backing tape. It's at this point I have to own up to a slight foul up. I'd got the impression that the diffuser could be clipped in to the extrusion, can't quite show it, like so. But after struggling to do that, I think I've realised that the diffusion needs to be fed in. So I've had to take one end cap off. It's a piece of cake to feed it in. To the end. That's one length in. The second length in. I'll fit an end cap. There we go. In the end. Yeah, definitely needs a bit of silicone just to hold it in position. Well, with the most important appliance in the kitchen moved and restocked, although there does appear to be more soft drinks in it than beer, which is a parlous state of affairs, we can now get access to the mains power in here or in through the bottom drawer section. Now we could connect the power supply here at the back of the socket where the ring main is, but we'd need to fit a fuse spur unit, and that's making the job a little bit more complicated than it needs to be, especially when I've got a socket outlet accessible at the back of the lower drawer. So the plan is I'm going to take an extension lead through the hole, down the back, feed it into the space under here, and from that I can then plug in the beer fridge, and I'm going to put the LED power supply and dimmer on a small piece of board which can sit underneath in this space, and that way it doesn't clutter up behind the beer fridge. I couldn't squeeze in to film this, but basically I've put a series of sticky tie wrap bases just to keep the cable tidy before it's fed through underneath the cabinet. To fit the light strip under here, I'm going to use the spring steel clips. I apologise if the light's not great, it's the best I can do. So I'm aiming to position them roughly about there. Obviously it's very difficult to access, I haven't got a drill that can get in there, but I've found I can just about make the start of a hole to get a screw in. Okay, having fitted the brackets, I've now cut the extrusions to length and diffusers to match. Got my two ends ready. Okay, I'm going to fit the end with the cable hole. There we go. Not the easiest thing to do while you're trying to hold it in view of the camera. So I just need to peel back a little bit of the strip. There we go. Get it started. So, there. Okay, I'm going to fit this length of diffuser first and get the LED strip laid into the next section. The solid end here. Put my Wago connectors on before I lift it into position, makes things a little bit easier. Right, let's see how easy or difficult this is. Wow, that's nice and easy. Oh, that was really nice. Just need to make sure that it's clipped in properly. Yep. It just needs a push just to make sure it seats in the clip properly. But yeah, like that. Much better than faffing around with tape and silicone and all the rest of it, as long as you can screw it in. Whee! Quick test. So all we need to do now is refit the kickboard. But in the meantime, let's have a little light. You can turn them on and off or dim them to suit the mood via this handheld remote dimmer, which comes with a handy magnetic holder that can be screwed to the side of a cupboard or a wall. I've connected both lights to the same power source, but if you want to control multiple lighting zones, then you may be interested in this battery-powered glass wall touch plate, which can be mounted using any standard back box. So there we have it, a little bit of mood lighting for the kitchen. The only downside is that it'll show I need to clean the floor more often. Links to all the items used are in the video description. Thanks so much for watching, I hope you found it useful. And don't forget to click the thumbs up to give it a like, as it really does help. Hope to see you again next time. Cheers!